What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rangers Talk. I will be joined by Nick shortly, but today we got a lot to talk about as the New York Rangers are on a 5-game heater and they are absolutely killing it right now. So we got a lot to discuss when it comes to the New York Rangers and the win streak. We got a lot to talk about with them in general. I'll be joined, like I said, by Nick shortly. So just wanted to go live a few minutes earlier as well. Let some people flood into the stream and tell me how you guys are feeling about the win streak right now, because this is something that we haven't seen in a very long time since last season in December. That was the last time they went on a true winning streak when they won like 7 games in a row, was it? Something like that. So it's been quite a bit since we've seen the Rangers go on that type of win streak. So now that we are here, it is fun, and they have a chance to make it 7 as well here. They have a chance to make it longer than that. So we will have to we'll have to see if they could end up extending this streak even longer than that. New York Style 24, how are you doing tonight? But um, we got a lot to discuss when it comes to this team right now. We got a lot, but remember also, if you're tuning in right now, to leave a like. If you're listening to the audio version, give us a rating and review for the podcast. It really would be helpful. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, turn on your notifications as well. And um, Justin, I'm not going to share that information. I'm sorry. It's just that people are on the internet are just some. I'm not saying in particular you. It's just some people on the internet are who they are, and it's just annoying. So I'm not gonna share any info there. So I told you guys didn't suck. I mean, there's still some flaws with the game. Let's not act like this 5-game winning streak is perfect here. I'll be honest here. There's still a lot to like. There's a lot to like, and there's a lot to not like about this 5-game winning streak. There's some things that they did in that Toronto game that were kind of concerning. The New Jersey win, very happy with that one. Happy with the Vegas win. Avalanche, I think they could have gave you a bit more in that one. And then the St. Louis game, they blew they came back and fought hard in that game, but at the same time, there's things that I didn't like about that game. They ended up choking a lead, I think, in that game as well. So there's a lot that I didn't like. Rangers are so back. Yeah, there's they definitely are getting their way back, but there's definitely a lot to be concerned about still, in my opinion. Do you think we will win tomorrow? I think they're gonna win. I think they are gonna beat Philly. I think they're gonna beat Chicago, and then they head into Pittsburgh, and it's gonna be that game's going to be a little bit more of a toss up. And of course, you have the Islanders, which is definitely a toss up because those games you can never predict how those are going to go. So if I had to make a prediction there, I really think that they could make this 8 straight. I really do. If they continue to play good enough, and if Igor continues to play good enough, and if Joe Halak, the key is going to be Halak because he's playing at least one of these games. If Halak could steal one of these games, that's what's going to be the key here. And I think that he has the potential to. I really do. There's a lot to hate about the Canes too, but at this point, I just roll with it. Yeah, I mean, there's things to not like about every team, but there's definitely it's just that there's I feel like more issues with the Rangers still than like I don't know how to put in the words what I'm trying to say here, but there's still things that the Rangers need to address and clean up with their game. And Nick now joining us. New York Now 24 says, "Could I come on stream one day?" Yeah, we're gonna take callers later in the show probably. So stick around and we'll take some callers here. But yeah, 5 straight. So we feel good about that. But like I said, I think that yesterday's game there were some things that I didn't like. Toronto missed the net a lot, which benefited the Rangers, and passed up also a couple scoring opportunities. I mean, how many times that Mitch Marner chance that he got right in front and didn't shoot? I don't understand that. There are some things to not like about that game yesterday, that's for sure. Even though you look at the score sheet and you see the shots were 23-20, you think, oh, the Rangers did a good job defensively and everything, but not necessarily at times. They allowed too many odd man rushes, in my opinion. That's one.
Yeah, I think they got like 4 or 5 on-man rushes, Toronto, that game, right? Something like that.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, going back to the first period, I thought we did a solid job overall. I thought we had played a pretty complete period. Um,
Agree.
Defensively, most notably, I thought we were really good. And then it just seemed like in the second, we just kind of fell apart a little bit. And, we just gave Toronto, a lot of ozone time. And I guess part of that was because, maybe we weren't aggressive enough on, um, or putting pressure on the Toronto Maple Leafs, defensively. But yeah. And then the third period, I don't know. What did you think about the third period? I was like kind of mixed on it. I saw
I was
some
I was
footage.
more disgusted with the third than the second, to be honest. I thought the third
Yeah,
they played awful. I thought that Toronto easily could have got back in that game. And how many times did Igor have to make a save because a guy was left alone in front? The Rangers even posted uh, a video highlight montage there of Igor saves. And if you look at all of them, it was a guy
yeah.
left alone in front, except for the
Igor
John
made some big
Tavares shot.
saves.
But
Yeah,
that was still a good enough shot that shouldn't have got even near Igor.
yeah. No, Igor definitely kept us in. Honestly, that game, I forgot when and what. I think it was Matthews. He missed a wide open net, right, or
Him
something like
too,
that.
yeah. Matthews missed an open net.
But besides that, Igor really, I honestly am getting just like the same vibes from last year. Just like, we're five in a row. A lot of it is because of Shesterkin, and we look back earlier this year when he's not on his game, we're taking out of games early. You know what I'm saying? So I think honestly, this is the Igor show. Would you agree?
Um, St. Louis and Vegas weren't.
Yeah.
The last three have been though. The last three definitely have been. And then I don't know. I thought New Jersey, they played solid enough, but I mean Jacob Truba was
Yeah. We did have some, turnovers.
yeah, specifically from Truba on the first two
Yeah.
goals. So, yeah, I Truba has been an issue, and then even yesterday too on the goal, he goes to pick up his stick. What are you doing? I don't understand. I
What
don't
was this?
understand this guy. The bunting goal.
Shit, I'm like blanking right now. Um, yeah.
What
I
was
don't.
a play
Yeah.
that was clearly developing, and Truba's stick was um, it was between the bench, like along the boards between the bench and the goal line, like somewhere in the middle there, and he goes to chase his stick instead of playing defense.
Truba just needs to be like he just needs to improve defensively. Like he's just not good at anything. Like every time he has the puck and when he shoots the puck, it's like completely misses the net. Not even on net. All right, let's just start there. It's not even on net. And then defensively, I forgot who he got walked by. I think it was Nylander or something like that. Remember that one play that I
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah, it was Nylander.
Yeah, dude literally gets completely, you know, walked, and Truba just looked lost. I mean, $8 million for what, right? I mean, it's embarrassing. How is like, first of all, how is he the captain? And he's honestly a liability out there. Like, I'd rather have someone that may not have much contribution to our goal scoring, but if someone could just get the job done defensively, that's all I can ask, honestly. And whether that's Zach Jones or whoever, just it'd be a lot better than Jacob Truba.
I
That's for
thought
sure.
Harper played a better game, which was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
honestly, I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't really notice. Like I told you, I didn't really notice Harper too much, but he didn't really stand out in any way.
I
But
thought he had a rough game, but I don't think he was nearly as bad as
I
Truba.
don't think it was bad enough to be like, oh my god, like he
Yeah,
stood out in a bad like Truba, like he stands out in a bad way. Like Harper, like I just felt like he just didn't stand out, good or bad. Like whether he had a rough game, it clearly wasn't rough enough to really take note of.
that's true. Interesting question. Do you think the 5v5 scoring has improved?
Mm.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start with this one?
I'm gonna have you. Um, you start. You start. I'm gonna hear
I
what
think
you think.
I think that it's weird. I feel like they were generating like not during the really rough stretch between the beginning of the season to now, like not in between there where it was brutal to the point where we want Gallant's head off, but I thought that like early on in the season they were generating the scoring chances. They just weren't going in most of the time. Now I feel like they're getting less scoring chances, but for whatever reason they're actually scoring more. It's weird. I think that it's
I'm not.
has it improved from last year? I think so, but by how much? I wouldn't say by too much from last year. I
It,
don't know if you agree.
yeah, no. No, I kind of agree there. I do notice that maybe we're a little bit more aggressive offensively, trying to get something going, but it honestly is not much of an improvement from last year, kind of like what you said. And also, like, you know, the last few games, who was in goal? Like you had Matt Murray, and then you had Jordan
I mean, oh,
Binnington,
Bennington was awful that game
Binnington, and
too.
then
Oh,
Vanacek. I mean, Vanacek isn't having a bad season, obviously, but like at the same time, it's like like you know, if we're gonna score like 3, 4 goals against like a number one caliber goaltender, then okay, like sure, I'll say yeah, but the last few games, I'll just say I just need more time to just see how things develop, and especially against the top teams in the league. I mean, you could say Jersey, but we all know, like, they're not like really a top team. If but um, I think I'll just say we just need a little bit more time. But if we're basing it off of the last few games, hasn't improved. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, if anything, by a little bit, it's not like a significant.
the thing that
So,
concerns me right now is it's mainly the kid line and the third line producing. You're getting no production 5v5
yeah,
right now from Artemi Panarin and Mika Zibanejad, and that's where my concern comes in because once the kid line cools off again, because let's be honest, they're not going to be consistent the whole way through, and neither is that third line. It's just unrealistic. I worry that if Mika Zibanejad or Artemi Panarin don't pick things up anytime soon, we're going to run into some major problems because those are your guys that need to be consistent throughout the entire year. And if they're not going to pick it up and actually produce 5v5, we're going to have problems. And I don't know if they're going through a rough stretch right now or what, but we haven't seen it pretty much all year. So I don't know if I could say it's a rough stretch for those two at 5v5.
I feel like specifically Panarin, but I mean this could honestly go to anyone else in the top six. But mainly Panarin. I really do think he's just doing too much with the puck. He's kind of spinning in circles. He's going up the ice and then all of a sudden turns around right before he hits the neutral zone and then just dishes it back to the defense. And it's like just play a simple game, just play a straight line hockey game, north south. I mean, yeah, he's an east west player, but um, I just feel like he's just doing too much razzle dazzle instead of keeping the game simple. Getting the puck on the net, or just making just the simple pass to a guy wide open, ready for a shot. I forgot how much when it was exactly, but I remember he ripped an absolute like insane wrist shot.
Third period, yeah, and he hit the post.
Was it the post or he hit the? I think he just missed in that wide. No,
No, it was the post.
hit the post. Yeah, I mean, dude doesn't utilize his. He doesn't utilize his shot enough, and he's looking to be. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being unselfish, but it's a problem when you're a little too unselfish. You pass up on scoring opportunities, and you don't utilize your offensive tools that you were gifted with. He's a great shot. He doesn't use it, and he just looks for a pass instead. But we're paying him big bucks to be the game changer. Anyone could be. I mean, not anyone, but like there are plenty of good playmakers, but we kind of paid him to also be like a finisher at the same time. And right now Mika's probably our only finisher. Yeah, I just feel like we got to play, overall, I think just play simple, straight line hockey. And um, yeah, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get it. And I agree with me the point about Mika being the only one really to finish the chances, but for whatever reason, it's not working. And for anyone saying Barkley Gudra is dragging down that line, believe me, I don't like him on the top line, but let's make this clear and not forget Artemi Panarin has played with Artem Anisimov on his line before and Patrick Kane. Mika Zibanejad is probably no Patrick Kane in his prime, but he's still a very good player, and this should be working better than it is, in my opinion. I think that you need to start seeing the production from that line. You really do. If this team really wants to, because we're on a 5-game win streak without those two going. Could you imagine those two get going? I mean, right now you have Jimmy VC contributing. You have the kid line, Trocheck, Kreider. Even the fourth line's been chipping in a bit. So once they could get going, that would just take this team to another level if they could.
Yeah, for sure.
Trouba needs to play better for how much he's being paid. I mean,
Overall,
yeah.
honestly, he just needs to play. And honestly, it just starts defensively. Just get the job done defensively. At least you can say then, oh, he doesn't get it. He doesn't produce much, but at least he's, defensively responsible. But he's not responsible on either side of the puck. He's just a liability, complete liability. He can't hit the net, and he can't defend. And he just makes poor decisions with the puck. I mean, he just has no hockey IQ. It's just as simple as that. There's no way of sugarcoating it. He just looks lost, honestly. Every time he has the puck, hence to why, he turns the puck over almost every single time in the defensive and offensive end of the ice. It's brutal.
And if he's hurt, like they keep using as the excuse, then sit. It's
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, 100%.
I know Shesterkin is obviously the guy, but how do you feel about Halak versus Georgiev? I mean, I don't
Whatever.
really have that strong of an opinion on it.
Yeah.
If Georgiev was gonna keep sulking about being the backup here, then I'd rather Halak just in terms of that aspect of it. I'd rather a guy who knows his job, knows his role, versus a guy who's gonna whine and lose confidence. Because you have to remember when Georgiev was here, after he let in a goal last year, I mean, it seemed like the end of the world to him, and he would go on a meltdown, and then all of a sudden it would be 4-0, 4-1, whatever the score is. He'd let in like 3-4 more goals after letting in one and have a complete meltdown. Where Halak, he hasn't been necessarily great, but it is what it is. I'd rather a guy who knows his role and that's gonna actually stay composed after letting in a goal.
Like Georgie, it's weird because he's not a bad goalie. Like he's okay. Like he's not bad, but he's not like great either. He's not the greatest goalie when he's playing like a once in a while, but like when he plays like consistently, like if if he was a backup and like let's say Shesty was out, you know, and he would play like 3-4 games in a row, then yeah, he that consistency gets him, or consistent starts gets him, gets his game going, and he becomes a solid goaltender. But other than that, if he's just gonna play once in a while, he's not like the best. But I mean, I don't have an opinion on it either. I'd rather have Halak, that a guy that knows his role and on the team. So yeah.
Yeah, and that was the big thing for us when we signed him that we talked about, that we knew that Fox should have got the C or Lindgren. I think it should have been Fox or Kreider, or they shouldn't have just named a captain at all.
I
That's
think,
just my opinion
yeah,
still.
either Kreider or no captain, personally.
We could have so many better players for the amount True is being paid. And then similar comment, there's about 5,000 defensemen who are better than Trouba, and every one of them would cost a lot less than $8 million season. Yeah.
And it's crazy. There are AHL defenders that are better than Jacob Trouba. That's
I don't
funny.
think Zach Jones played any worse than Jacob Trouba. I mean, I
No,
don't
no, it's hard
understand.
to be worse than Truba. I'll just say that it really is hard. I don't know how
It's mind blowing how bad he really is. Like,
yeah, like honestly, like how are you do you not I just question does he not practice? Does he not work on his game? Like he can't there's no way he practices because there's no way anyone could be that bad.
and it's also just crazy because like he was bad in previous years, but he was not like this is a new level.
Yeah,
This is
he
really a
just
new level of
slowly
bad.
started going downhill since he's come to the Rangers, you know.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It really is. Trouba's been like Mark Stahl from the 2017 playoffs. That's an insult to Mark Stahl.
Yeah, for real.
That's a that's a big insult to Mark Stahl. I don't know how I don't know about that. You can't get worse than this. You really can't. Maybe it's just more reactionary and because it's in the now, but I can't say that. I can't agree with that. I really can't, just because of how bad Jacob Trouba is. So that's the issue that I have with that. Also, I'm going to put the link in chat. If any live callers do want to join, we will go ahead and do that right now. So, link is in the chat for anyone that wants to join the show. As a Canes fan, if you could go back in time 2 years, would you give us the first back so you could keep Shea? No, because I'm happy with Braden Schneider.
I agree.
And Shea was not great for us at all.
No, he was good for 20. He was good in 2017.
Well, yeah,
16,
and then after
17
that,
season, he was a solid defender, well-rounded defender. And after that, he just completely shit the bed. Simple as that.
I especially didn't like him in his last year here when he was paired with Trouba.
Oh
Because he
yeah.
had best friends. They had to be together. When it just did not work at all. That was a disaster of a defensive pair. And we were already kind of brutal defensively to begin with there. So that just made matters even worse.
100%. Yeah, at least we were able to score goals, right?
That season was so weird still. And then the bubble series.
Yeah, that
That was
season.
weird.
Well, it just seemed like we started to win a lot more when Shesterkin came into the picture, and he kind of just kept us in games. I think the biggest issues was Georgie and Hank weren't making the key saves, and Igor was.
Yeah. I really wonder what would have happened if that season played out normally.
I think
We were
honestly could have
we were
made the playoffs.
scorching hot. Like
Yeah, we could have made the playoffs. I think we would have made the playoffs. I'll say that.
I think we would have made it, and I think we would have won at least a round or two.
Well, say we get a wild card spot, who do we play? We either play who was in first in the Metro that year, or
I
who
want to
would
say
have
Washington.
Washington? Okay, maybe we beat them, maybe. And then who was in the Atlantic? Who finished first? Toronto.
That might have been Tampa that year or
Tampa. So,
Boston.
oh,
I
it
could
was
check
Boston. Check for both.
if it wants to load. We got a question for you. When did you start watching hockey? Is what Justin wants to know.
Exactly in second grade. So that was the 09-10 season. I mean, so it all start. Also, I was a casual Ranger fan originally. I watched games, but I don't watch it religiously like I did now. And make a long story short, I watched the 2011-2012 season, and that got me hooked ever since. And I became a diehard since that year. But before, I just watched games there and there. But yeah, religiously, I didn't start till after 2012. I just became hooked, and that team really put me on big time. Marion Gabrick was always my boy. That's for damn sure. Even before that season, I always loved Gabrick. He was a free agent signing in I believe it was 2009. That was his first year. So yeah, 09-10. I don't know. I mean, a lot of Ranger fans say Hank got him into to watching hockey and the Rangers, but for me, it was Marion Garrick. So he was always my guy.
Guess you're the same age as Justin, since you said that. When things get their darkest, never forget the Ravens won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. Literally anything is possible. I was in second grade.
1990. Yeah. Damn.
To answer the question, by the way, Boston was in first in the Atlantic, and they were the top team in the East, and then Washington was top in the Metro.
Who was in the Metro? You cut out.
Washington.
Oh,
And
Washington.
thanks to our great playoff format that we have, Tampa Bay had more points than Washington, yet Washington still had a higher seed technically than
That's
Tampa
cute.
Bay,
That is cute.
where, if things were actually 1-8.
Yeah, the better format. So, I mean, if we played Washington, I'd say there would be a good chance that we could have won that
Well, in
series.
that scenario, we would have played Boston if the season. Well, but again, we don't know how the season would
I'm
have
just
played
saying,
out
if
because we probably would have passed the Islanders out. The Islanders were really cooling off,
yeah.
and
Well, they
we
were
were
injured.
torching.
They're on a 7-game losing streak, and they had a lot of guys injured too. And they
I think
just
it was longer. I think it was like an 11-game losing streak.
no, I don't know. I think it was
No, it
seven
was 7.
straight,
Yeah, I have it pulled up. It was 7. You're right.
7, and then they won, and it was just a disaster. And they were just falling off the map big time. And well, they had guys injured. But if we played Washington, we could have beaten them. But if we played Boston, I don't know if we would have won that series personally.
Yeah, that would have been more of a task. I think that because they could have passed Columbus too. Maybe Columbus benefited a lot off of overtime losses that year. They had 15.
Yeah, Columbus. Yeah, I remember that.
We probably could have passed them, and it would have been. We still would have technically been in a wild card spot then, which is what's weird. And yeah, we probably still would have played Boston. We would have had to pass Carolina there to play Washington. But Carolina had 81 points also, so you never know.
Yeah, that was weird. There were some teams that were on the rise, like us, Carolina, and unless if they were already in the playoff spot, but still they were still winning. And then Florida, then teams like the Islanders were falling off, and the Flyers were legit. I remember, like towards the end, they were a legit team, bro. They finished third right before the cutoff, before the season ended because of COVID.
I really wonder also what would have happened in the bubble if we played Florida instead. Because if we won that game against the Avs, which we probably should have, if we won that game, would have played Florida, things would be a lot different right now, which is what's also crazy to think about. Laffy may not be a Ranger right now. Maybe we beat
Well,
Florida.
if COVID never happened, Lafreniere probably wouldn't have been a Ranger to begin with.
Well, that's true. I meant in terms of the bubble series, though, if we ended up playing Florida instead.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, but I'm not going to complain now. It kind of worked in our favor. We got Lafreniere. Um, I don't know. That whole year was a shit show.
Yeah.
I had some Islander fan I remember I used to talk to. He was like, I hope COVID happens because it would save our season. I'm like, you're an idiot.
When LA won their first cup in 2012, Dallas actually had more wins than them, but LA just lost like 57 games in OT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they snuck into that and they got hot at the right time.
I still would have liked to have seen the Rangers that year match up against LA. I'm still convinced that we could have actually won. I don't care how good they were playing. I'm still convinced that, the fact that actually, I don't know. Actually, you never know. LA was good, but we should have beaten New Jersey. We should have
Yeah,
beaten Jersey.
that's the real thing.
All right, let's get that off the tip. We should have beaten Jersey. I have to rewatch that series again. I completely forgot. The only like memory I really have besides the Adam Henrico from the playoffs, I still remember. I remember the Washington series very well, vividly. I remember that very well. I remember when the Gabrick OT winner happened, the triple overtime. I think it was double or triple. I forgot.
Yeah.
I think it was at least double. I remember that. I remember game 7 of that year too, very well. I remember the Ottawa series very well too. But yeah, we should have beaten Jersey that year. Holy. We were easily the better team too, which pisses me off. Honestly, it's kind of like the Islanders. You know how the Islanders just have our number? No matter how good or bad we are, they just have our number.
Yeah.
It was honestly, I think it was just that we just didn't match up well, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Had we had I think the Devils beat oh fuck, who are they playing round two? It was either the Flyers or Panthers. It went to
I
7
think
games, I
the
believe.
Flyers.
It was the Flyers. Dude, we swept the Flyers in the regular season that year. How we played the Flyers? And it's not like this is a Rangers Tampa Bay from 2022 where we swept and Tampa was the better team. No, like the Rangers were better than the Flyers as well, and we swept them on top of that. So, pisses me off. That's why it's like you kind of have to fear that if we play the Islanders ever in the playoffs, you have to fear that we may lose just because they have our number. Honestly.
Yeah. That's what terrifies me. I hope they don't make the playoffs because of that.
Yeah. It's a shame because you could say, besides 2012, 2015 was the best year we could have. That was our best chance as well. 2012 and 15 were our two best shots. I don't care that we made the final in 2014. I mean, we could have won it, but I don't know if we were, if the. I think LA was just simply better. Honestly, I don't. I mean, but 2012, we definitely could have won it all. I think we should have personally, but that's just me. And 2015, had we just had a healthy Zuccarello and a healthy Ryan McDonough, playing Chicago that year was Swiss cheese, bro. Like that would have been it. Like we would have had the stage set. The perfect opponent. I mean, Chicago is a good team, but I thought we were just better. And yeah, we were just there. And too bad injury screwed us over again. And what do you know?
I'd
Versus
say last
history.
year, but I think we probably would have got beat by Colorado, but we could have had that Tampa series at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100% agree. 100%. But but 2012, it didn't match to 2012 and 15 just because, there were the cup final opponents for us, like in those 2 years where like we could have easily beaten. At least
Colorado, yeah, would have been more difficult.
we could have been I think we would have matched up better against Colorado than Tampa, maybe, but I'm not sure if we would have won. I see in 2012 and 2015, I had a good feeling that we would have won those series, in the Cup final. I say more. I like the 2012 team better than 2015, but I still think we had a better chance at winning it all in 2015 against Chicago just because of strictly the matchup. Because LA was still a good team in 2012, but that still would have been a battle. We know what a Daryl Sutter hockey team looks like in the playoffs. Um, but I still think the 12th, if that makes any sort of sense, I think the 2012 team is better. But it's just in terms of the matchup, I think, in terms of that, we had a better chance in 15. That's if that makes any sense.
It just bothers me though with last year, that series against Tampa. The only game I could say confidently that we really uh definitely shouldn't have won is game 4. Outside of that, game 3, if Jacob Trouba didn't take 3 penalties, Who knows what happens? If game 5, if Strom hits that open net, who knows what happens?
I was
Game
there.
6, if Jacob Trouba doesn't get cooked by Steven Stamkos
Oh
following the Frank
yeah.
Vatrano goal, maybe we gain momentum after that
In
Vatrano
game
goal.
7, you just never know what happens.
Yep.
You never know. It's a shame. Listen, I'd rather lose to I'm not saying we would have gotten swept by Colorado, but I would be okay with getting swept by Colorado and being in the Cup final instead of losing in the fashion we did to Tampa Bay. You know,
Yeah. Because
like
we had them.
to
We
know we
really
had
did.
them by the fucking balls, bro. Like we had them, right?
When we were up 2-0, I really thought that this was actually the year. I really thought that it was the year. I was
I couldn't
going to
believe it.
sleep.
Honestly, I'm with you on that. I'm not gonna say I thought this was gonna be the year we win the cup. I would, but when I saw we
I
went up,
can't agree. I can't say that. I thought it was.
really.
I really had a
Listen,
feeling.
listen, listen. When we went up 2-0, I'm like, holy F, we're actually gonna see a New York sports team make it to the final two.
I was losing
Oh
sleep
my god.
thinking about them winning the cup. I'm not even joking. I really thought that that was the year. Like,
Yeah, I thought that, yeah, no, I didn't know, I don't know about winning the cup, but I thought we were going to make it to the cup final. I'm like, bro, this is it, bro. We're going to be actually like in the headlines for the NHL once
I
again.
was thinking about the call of them winning it. I
Yeah,
really was.
bro.
And I was picturing Igor holding the cup.
Shit. Well, you know what, though? Now that you bring that up, we go up 3-0. Whether we win the series in 5 or 6 games against Tampa Bay, I don't know if we would have swept. Maybe they would have stole a game, game 4. But it could have been benefit. It honestly could have worked out against Colorado. You do have a point there, just because we would have had an extra few days off. You know, just because the series ended early,
Yeah.
and in our series ended in 6 games, and Tampa Bay still had like almost a week off. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. No, or
Um. Yeah. I think they did.
now imagine you had finish it in 5 or sweep. Like you have the rest to get healthy, to really settle down, celebrate first and then settle down, and then you get back at it. So it's like you never know. You really, really never know.
Also, just last year they were riding the high so much to the point where I thought, like, when they were up 2-0, I thought for sure they closed that out in 5. I thought, yeah, they're gonna get it done. I really thought so. Uh,
It hurts, but
had them out the balls.
it it hurts. But I can't say that's been the worst I've experienced.
Oh no, it's not. But it's just the fact that I
I
really thought, like, believe me, I've had the feeling before that, oh, this is the year, but last year I can't say that I can't say otherwise, that I didn't have those feelings. I really did have those feelings.
the last time, yeah, no. I mean, 2017, I thought we should have beaten Ottawa, but I didn't really expect to win the cup. I just was more disappointed in the fact we lost to Ottawa. I thought we had them. We could have beaten them, especially
Before last year, like 2015 was the last time I really thought was
in
like the
2015
year.
when we lost to Tampa Bay. I remember that who scored the goal? Was it Palat or who put the
I think
dagger?
Kaloran.
No, it was Killorn, but like we lost the game like 2-0, right?
Yeah.
So when Killorn scored that fluky goal that went right, that trickled right by Lundqvist in the 5-hole, right? I was like, okay, bullshit goal, but we can get back at it. And then I remember Palat's goal vividly, and I remember I was like, bro, I zoned out. I was just like, I just started rethinking my life choices. I was like, why am I a Ranger fan? Like, what the fuck? Like, Why did I do this? Bro? I was just yeah.
When
I had my jaw dropped there. I remember.
they lost 2 games, 2-0 at the Garden that series. I mean, uh,
But listen, we didn't.
I
Ryan
feel bad for whoever attended those games.
McDonough was injured, and I mean he played injured, like on a broken foot, basically. That's what it said. And Zuccarello was out, so I mean those two being healthy would have made the difference, obviously. But um,
Yeah.
and then I'll say this: Adam Henrique scoring. I as a 9.5, 10-year-old, I cried.
Yeah.
But that was the year, bro. Like for real, 2012. Don't fuck with me, man. That was the year. Don't fuck with me.
To get
That
text
was
to the chat, perfect time to trade Heat while his value's high. I disagree there. I
no.
think
I
that
like Vito a lot.
you gotta keep him. Thank you for the $2 dono. Here's some love for us gifting you Laffy while we got Seth Jarvis. Well,
Appreciate that.
I don't know how to feel about that because Jarvis has been the better player and I hate it. Christopher, how are you doing tonight? To be fair, I believe it was game 3, but the Hurricanes outshot the Rangers something like 56-14 and then lost 2-1. You could what if everything. True. You could what if everything. But the thing that sucks more is like that series, that series was a coin flip. Like that one could have gone either way. It's different though when a series could go either way versus when you had a team by the balls and
Yeah.
you let it slip away.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Like that's different things.
Or if you just lost to a team that you should have beaten.
Yeah, that too.
Like us in Jersey in 2012 should have easily beaten them, and then us in Tampa Bay. I mean, we were injured, but still, like we still should have beaten them. It's like Tampa was inexperienced. Like they just started contending. Like I don't know. I still think even with an injured team.
Primetime Broussard. Damn right.
Yeah, Derek
Damn right.
Brassard on the Rangers specifically.
In the
He
playoffs.
he was a vibe, dude. He was a vibe to watch. I fucked with him heavy. I wish I got his jersey.
I need to find one. That'd be a sick jersey to have.
Yeah, that's facts.
Zuccarello netted a hat trick. I miss Zuccarello.
We can use Zuccarello on this team, honestly. We can use
So
him.
him on that first line with Panarin and
Yeah,
Zibanejad would
that'd be
go
nuts.
so well.
He's still playing like very well, honestly. He hasn't really slowed down.
I think that if the Wild could just suck next year and we could get him at the deadline, that'd be nice. Or if they do need the clear cap, we'll gladly take him off their hands.
I wish we never. It's just like I feel like the smaller guys, like the smaller players, just really like they play like they have a longer career. They're able to play at a high level longer. I feel like look at a guy like Marty St. Louis, big contributor for us in 2014, and not as much 2015, but 2014 specifically as a 38, 39-year-old. He was a big reason we got to the cup, if not the reason we got to the cup, besides Lundqvist. Him and Lundqvist honestly carried us to the cup. And Benny Pouliot. Pouliot was goated that year in the playoffs. Gotta fuck with him. Benny Pouliot, baby. Benoit Pouliot specifically. Fucked with him.
On the Penguins. True. I have a Mike Richter jersey.
Oh, this is a fearful.
Is it a Liberty or?
This is a fearful
this
comment.
one?
Yeah, fearful. I fear this. Peter Katakov. Terrible.
Jersey. Mostly because people in Canada are afraid to say his nickname. Why are people afraid to say his I know his nickname, but like why are people afraid to say it?
What is his nickname?
Coochie.
Bro. Is that actually his nickname? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yo, Coochie, get over here. I'm gonna rock an Al Montoya Ranger jersey at the Garden. Fear me.
I gotta get a Skapsky jersey. That's
terrible. Terrible.
Unreal.
Skapsky was goated, bro. You actually was goaded with us, bro, for a little bit. I
And then
remember,
bro fell off the map for no reason.
bro. He got disrespected, bro. Cam Talbot said, "Yeah, get this guy out of." He pulled a Carmelo Anthony. Cam Talbot. He's still in my backup goalie spotlight. Get him out of here. Scapsky, Mackenzie Scapsky. Gotta fear him. That's terrible. I'm a big Adam Husker guy, though. You do fear me.
Oh, we love the Adam Huska story.
We love the Husker.
I hate that we lost to Tampa last year. We could have easily beat them. Yeah. We were I don't know if you're here. We were just talking about the fact that they had them by the balls and they let it get away.
Yes, sir. And then you fucking lose 4 straight. That's absurd. How do you lose 4 straight like that? Like, you would think like they would maybe like even up the series, Tampa, if anything, and then the Rangers steal like game 5, maybe. You know what I mean? Well, we should have actually, bro.
Game 5. Once we lost game 5, I had a feeling.
Once we lost, dude, after game 5, I knew it was over. Honestly, I hate to admit it, but I was going around the garden taking photos. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, this is the last game in the garden, I swear.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Strome, bro. Ryan Strome. How do you can't, like, you cannot be missing open, like, we really clowned Ryan Strome. But this is like beyond me. Like, I knew like some shit would happen with, like this would happen with Ryan Strome in open nets. I knew he was going to be in a situation when it mattered the most. Our season would be on the line. And God, how much time was left? Like 5 minutes in the third or something like that?
He's doing awful in Anaheim now, by the way. Fun
Really?
fact. Yeah, he's doing awful.
What is he putting up? Well, how many points? How many games? I mean, Anaheim's not a great team either, but like still.
Let me check, but you can't use that excuse considering guys like Zegras are doing well. Yeah, 15 points in 31 games.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, like I knew some bullshit like that was gonna happen. I was just waiting.
Once the Garden was drained in Game 5, I saw it empty out before it was over. I was like, yeah, this series is over, and I dreaded going to that watch party. That watch party, man, that was the most deflating thing. Vetrano scored the goal.
Yeah, that was a team.
It was electric, and then it went back to drain. And when they announced the goal after, because they were still doing the goal announcements as if the game was at the Garden, it was just like nobody cheered at all. It was just dead in that building. Like, oh, that was awful. I thought that was goalie interference in Game 6 on that Stamkos goal. I agree that there was an argument for it maybe being goalie interference, but then again, Trouba can't get cooked like that. What?
Didn't Trouba push him though?
I don't believe so.
Well, actually, no. Wasn't Igor out of the net a little bit there, or no?
No, what happened was this is one thing that kind of sucks about Igor trying to flash a bit the leather there, because if he just made a normal glove save, it would have probably just been a save and that was it. Instead, he tried to windmill it, and because of that, Stamkos bumped into the glove and it fell loose, and then it went by him.
Well, I'm not even going to blame that on Igor. That's all Trouba.
Yeah.
That's all Trouba. You can say whatever you want about Igor. That's all Trouba there. We've been waiting for. I'm not a fan. I like the win song's like mid. Like, it's not great, but it's catchy, but it's not like hype like how it used to be.
It's not as bad as when High on Life came on the other day at the gym. That was deflating.
High on Life. That's so nostalgic to like 18-19 season.
I was so depressed when that came on. I was like, really?
That just brings me back.
I thought the Rangers were gonna lose the Toronto game because of that. I'm like, you guys are playing this? Yeah, we lost tonight's game.
I actually had that on my playlist back then when that was their one song. I remember. High on Life was like a theme for like the rebuild.
Yeah. That's why I hate that song.
They used to change it every year, and then now they just like stuck. This is like the first time I'm pretty sure they stuck with the same win song.
And I'm not a big fan of the song, but at least they stuck with a song. That's the only thing I could say. I'm
Yeah, but
glad
it's the
though.
same
I'm
city.
glad that Bob O'Reilly's the full-time song entrance song because
Not played correctly in a if you in a way, right?
I mean I'll
It's
take what we got though,
yeah, no, yeah, for sure. But yeah,
and
they
it's
come
gonna be
out.
better in the playoffs
Yeah,
without City of Gods playing right after.
I
That's
wish
for sure.
Kanye just was. I wish Kanye just became like an idiot earlier on, so we would have had it Bob O'Reilly in the playoffs. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, he just decided, yeah, this is a good time to be an
The
idiot.
fact that we didn't even get it at the beginning of this Pittsburgh series too is kind of embarrassing to think
It,
about. It
yeah,
took
no.
till game 5.
Ray really screwed us, dude. Ray Costello,
It took
he
a it took
screwed
a Twitter
everything up.
protest. It took a
What?
Twitter protest for Bob
Yeah,
O'Reilly to come back this year
I didn't even play it. Or this year, or like in the playoffs.
in the playoffs this past
I
year.
mean, didn't even play it right either. Honestly, they
Yeah.
played before they came out, and then the conference final, they played it like they came out halfway through, and then it just became City of God. Actually, when Tampa Bay came out, it became City of Gods, which was stupid. Ray really screwed up
City
everything.
of Gods was hype. I don't care what you guys say. More than Bob O'Reilly though. Come on.
No, I don't care what
I
you
didn't I
say.
didn't mind
You're the
as
one with a vape pen in your mouth. Breathe air, okay? All right. So you go vape the City of Gods, and no, Bob O'Reilly is better, sir.
I uh I didn't mind City of Gods for the regular season, but
Oh, he liked
playoffs,
the combo of both. Hell no.
nah,
No
playoffs, it's got
way.
to be Bob O'Reilly, and that's it.
Nah. Yeah. No way. Yeah, the lights better shut down, lights flickering, and then they come out, and then the lights come back on. They got to do the anthem, or no?
He said it's a diamond tester, not a vape.
Well, it's pretty close. Breathe air. Anyways,
39. I don't know what a vape pen is.
there you go. All right, you can't say bro, come on. Like I can barely see your damn photo. Honestly. Like you can't say bro, come on. Like get out of here. No, but I didn't see. Now I lost my train of thought. Now. Thanks.
Something about Bob O'Reilly
Right. Yeah, no.
and the anthem.
They gotta do the anthem with the lights on. I don't care what anyone says. I think the anthem with the lights on and then Tom Sawyer hitting after the anthem, right before the puck drop. They had it right before. Now it's just I hate how they announce the players right before the anthem. I think it's honestly a turn off, in my opinion. I don't think it gets you hype. I don't think it gets the blood going. I think what gets the blood going is, the anthem, with the lights on, everyone's still rowdy and stuff. And then Tom Sawyer hits right after.
And no offense to John Brancy, but he's no John Amarante.
John Brancy, no disrespect, my boy. John Amarante was goated, bro. Goated.
The profile picture is edited on. Yeah, it looks edited.
Yeah, no. I knew
No way the teeth your teeth.
I knew those bars of soap of teeth you got there were fake.
Those ain't real teeth.
I knew that.
As a New York sports fan, is it not the coolest thing ever? Still not Jack Edwards ranting about nonsense. Wait, as a New York sports fan, is it not the coolest thing ever? Still not. I'm a little confused
Jack
with how
Edwards,
that's worded.
I'm pretty sure he's the Bruins commentator.
Yeah, all I could say is that guy's an idiot. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure what you were asking there, but yeah, Jack Edwards is an idiot.
Imagine Jack Edwards calling like the World Series, Red Sox versus or imagine calling the 2013 World Series actually, or was it 2012? No, it was 2013. Red Sox versus Cardinals. Imagine him calling that series. Thoughts on Gordon Miller? I think he meant Gordon Murphy.
I'm not sure what he meant. If he meant Gordon Murphy,
trash. 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 Most underrated commentator. No. I don't know about that, sir.
That's cute.
I think the most underrated, arguably most underrated, could go to Gary Thorne.
Yeah,
Gary
I agree with
Thorne,
that.
I think he's underrated and arguably the best of all time. Changed my mind. You see,
Coyotes have taken a 3-2 lead over the Islanders, by the way.
oh yes. Wait, did I? Oh, I put whatever. It was a flip parlay. I don't care. It was the free money. I put the Islanders, but whatever. I don't care what anyone said, dude. You see some of the hockey games that Gary Thorne has called. Honestly, like that's you can argue it was more. It's more electric than what some of the games that Doc called. Honestly, and then even some of the baseball games too. I know Doc doesn't really do baseball. I don't think he ever did, but I think Gary Thorne goated. He commentated the Pens Ranger Series 2015. Jack Edwards? No.
I don't remember who
I
called
don't
that one.
I
I don't
don't
know.
think it was Jack Edwards. I
I
think it
was
was
at the game, so I don't know.
you can look it up on your other monitor. Oh, Gordon Miller. Oh, I thought you were talking about Gordon Murphy. Oh, this guy. All right. So this guy Gordon Miller is an actual. I didn't realize his name was Gordon Miller.
I had no idea who.
He wasn't bad. Gordon, if it's that guy on the NBC broadcast, then I think I actually know what Gordon Miller is. I feel like I've heard now it's starting to ring a bell. But yeah, he's not a bad commentator. I kind of mess with him. He's not bad. He's underrated. I'll give you that. He is yeah, okay. Commentated the World Juniors. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, he's underrated. He's a solid commentator. I mess with him for sure. I'll give you that.
I was making fun of Jack Edwards. If you want to see the greatest clip ever, find his rant on Svechnikov blowing up Lindholm last season. Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Dude's a clown. And his comments on Pat Maroon also earlier in the year. He's a clown.
Yeah, Gordon Miller used to be TSN.
All right, we're near an hour now. Do you want to add anything before we end it?
Put the caller link just in case. See if anyone wants to join before we wrap things up. See if anyone wants any final thoughts, because looks like we had some new viewers in here.
We'll do that for sure. If anyone wants to call in.
Yeah, sorry we haven't posted, I guess, in a while, right? Right?
It's been a bit.
Sorry for that.
And then if the Rangers lose, sorry in advance if it's our fault for doing a podcast. We also ran a poll. Are the Rangers back? 9 votes. 44% said yes. 22% said no. And then maybe, but need to see more, 33%. So interesting to see. So some people aren't fully sold yet.
I put no.
You put no?
Yeah, I put no. No way. I gotta see them like take over games. Like I gotta see them control that from the start, like how it used to be. You know what I mean?
True.
Like before, like we just walked in and we're like, yeah, we're controlling this game. You're right. Like we're gonna play the way we want to play, and we're gonna right from the start all the way to the end. That's how it used to be, and I feel like we don't really get a lot of that from this team. Honestly, I just feel like it's either the Igor show or we'll just get lucky with a few power play opportunities and we just like score on that.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But all right, we're going to end the episode now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching the YouTube version, leave a like and subscribe. Audio version, rating and review. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Not sure when it will be. We'll probably do maybe sometime after the next 4 games, so then we could do it during like the Christmas week or something. We'll figure it out, but we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.